Let's see what Gene Deal has to say. Just came across, they just uploaded this video about 2 hours ago. Gene Deal exposes details about week 4 of Diddy trial and exposes 50 Cent's baby mom and all dark secrets. Let's see what Gene Deal has to say. Gene Deal will be coming up with some crazy theories and stories about his days with Diddy. So let's check this out and let's react to it together. Let's get into it.
My guy, Gene Deal, week 4, Diddy trial. Got to talk about it, man. I heard they allowed you back up there, yo.
They allowed me back there. They never stopped me from coming up there, bro. You know, you can't be listening to these people out here, man, that's trying to get content, trying to get me.
You know that I had heard that they had thrown him out because he had knocked somebody out or something like that. It's good to know that they never took him out. I wonder where the art of dialogue be recorded at, because that studio with that window right there, that shit look dope.
On their show like you, they'll make up anything, bro. Don't listen to these people, bro. The marshals did, when I did come up there, did pull me to the side and said somebody made a complaint that I had assaulted them, and they had no tape, no video of it or nothing like that. And I didn't cop to nothing. They just told me from this point on, you know, stay away from the YouTubers and please don't put your hands on nobody. And I said, nah, I wouldn't do that, man. You know, we good, we all right. And so his complaint went on deaf ear. So it is what it is. I'm back there every other day or every day, you know, whatever I want to. You know, I see YouTubers are getting put out. They out there acting a damn fool, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's like, I can't even explain grown people acting in that manner and what they're doing. So I'm back down there. You know, I'm still getting the people screaming and hollering, saying crazy stuff, but I overlooked that. I'm not gonna let none of that define me, man. I'm just down there to see justice get done and justice be served, and that's what it's doing. In my eyes, they doing a damn good job, brother. So,
¿No tienes la marca de la bruja? Entonces deja de fingir que tienes poder de verdad.
people don't understand, I've been doing this since 1997, man. Since I sat down with Miss Wallace, Nick Bloomfield, A&E, MTV, VH1. They all got tapes and footage on me telling the same story, telling how Diddy was way back when. So the trolls can say what they want to say. I got people even saying that I started talking about Diddy when he went to jail. So you know that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, like my man said, you can't fix stupid, bro. Ain't nothing you can do to fix stupid. So let them be what they want to be, man. They all trying to get clicks and views, bro. That's all it's all about, man. That's all I'm trying to get, clicks and views. Let's get on with the show, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I heard Diddy almost got removed from the courtroom. What's the backstory behind that?
Yo, man, Diddy is, you know, I guess his mind is gone, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him like say stuff to the judge. You know, like, I want to go to break now. And the judge said, okay, we'll break. And I'm looking like, damn. So this time, but the judge, he took that upon himself, you know, but he didn't take it lightly when he went at the jury. Diddy looked at the jury in a way and just started nodding his head, like when a certain person was given.
Damn. I didn't know that part about going on breaks and going to lunch. Dude, Diddy got clout. I mean, Diddy. I said Diddy. Diddy got clout.
They testimony. So when he was doing that, the judge immediately stopped because it seemed like he was trying to either antagonize or he was trying to like throw some kind of sign or say something to the jury that the judge wasn't even going for, bro. The judge stopped them right there. And he told he addressed to their lawyers, the next time Diddy make any kind of eye contact with the jury and nod his head, yes, no, maybe, or anything, he'll be hearing about the trial from his jail cell, because he will not be allowed back in court. The judge said next time. So he probably let Diddy get away with it to see how far he was going to do it. But then he said, nah, we're not having this. Because you got to realize the jury is not sequestered. They go home every day. And he's known for tampering with witnesses. If you go through the trial right today, you see how he was trying to tamper with some of the people by having security, D-Rock, and other people talk to them. They are saying that in their testimony. So the judge is very aware of the fact by hearing the testimony of some of the witnesses that he was trying to tamper with the investigation. So now they also know the history with his other cases that were state. And I was there, and I know for a fact they was about to pay off a girl that was on the witness stand on that Shine thing. So my whole thing about it is that they are aware that he's capable of trying to get to people in the witness, whether it's a witness or whether it's a juror. But the judge wasn't going to allow that, bro. He stopped it right in his hand. When he did it, judge didn't hesitate. So I believe the judge seen him do that probably once or twice and see how far he was going to go with it. And he went too far. Because when the girl was giving her testimony, he looked at the jury, the jurors, and then he like,
Diddy a con artist. You know what they say in the streets? You could not con a con artist. Diddy is no joke. This nigga's Willie. Look at what Gene Deal said when they had that Shine with J-Lo, and they were trying to pay off a witness. Well, yeah, somebody that was taking the stand. They was trying to pay her off. So they already know what Diddy's capable of doing. So that's why they put him on check.
You know, that type of thing. And the judge wasn't having it. Judge blasted him. And so his lawyer said that he understand, Your Honor. You know, problem like that. You know how the lawyer comes close to the, say, yo, you can't do that and everything like that. So he told the judge that he understand and he won't be doing it again. The judge said if he does it again, he ain't gonna hesitate. He gonna have the marshals take his ass right back to his jail cell. And I believe he might just try it again. That's how crazy it is right there, man. He shook his head at the jurors like, you don't believe that do you? He shook his head at the jurors like, you don't believe that do you? I know you don't believe that do you? You can't believe that do. This is what he would be saying if he could open his mouth. You understand? You don't believe that do you? I know you don't believe that do you? You bet not believe that do you? And there's some like that, yo, it was crazy, bro. And the judge snatched his ass up just like that.
And what you mean by the Sean situation?
Oh, when him and Sean and Wolf was on fighting a gun case and fighting a case where they were shooting up in the club, They had got connected with a young lady that was on the witness. She was a juror. And some people had got connected to her, and they were going to give her $20,000 each. She wanted $20,000 each. 20 for Shine, 20 for Puff, and 20 for Wolf. I didn't find out till after the case was over with, but they was trying to pay off the juror, one of the jurors. Shine refused to give up anything. So Shine even knows about it. He said, "No, I'm not doing that." You understand what I'm saying? And all of them had the same charge. So, you know.
Damn. And Shine was the only one that ended up doing 10 upstate. That's fucked up.
It was funny that Shine went down for it by himself when all of them had the same charge. But they was trying to pay off the witness. They was trying to pay off a juror who was on the case, on the state case, when Shine and Puff had that.
It was a juror. First he said it was a witness, but it's okay. He fixed it up.
Case for the shootout at the show.
At the disco.
Nightclub.
Yeah.
The one that Shine went to jail for, bro. You know that. That same case that Shine went to jail for.
1999, New York club.
The way
J-Lo
the stuff
got
that
away.
we're hearing in this trial, he's a wild dude for a lot. Yo, I couldn't imagine the same kid I know from Uptown Records, from Bad Boy, from the same gang, that he done turned out to be the disgusting pervert, the diabolical, the sadistic, nasty. Yo, my man, the stories that these girls are telling up in that courtroom, you can't believe it. And y'all won't be able to, if you don't go to court and see it, some of it gets what they call objected to. So it don't make the record. But we there hearing everything. And when you hear it inside the court.
You know what I believe happened to Diddy? Diddy, from what Jane said, how he got her caught up in this, he started watching PORN with her. And once he got her, all sexed up and stuff like that, he said, I can make that happen for you. He first gets them to get on the wild side. And then he gets them to do actual fantasies. When you start living your fantasies, that's when all hell breaks loose. Because there's no problem with fantasize. You can fantasize all you want. But when you try to make those fantasies real, oh man, that devil is gonna go in there and it's gonna tear everything up. And this is what's happening to this dude, man. He started getting too kinky, and now look at all that he's facing. Because to be honest with you, I don't believe in this racketeering and all this stuff, but what he was doing with all this, getting high and having these type of wild freak-offs and stuff like that, got him in a situation where you got everybody left and right suing him for actually doing stuff that is very hard to prove. Everybody saying the same thing, that they gave him a drink, that the drink was spiked, and that they woke up the next day somehow, The first one that said something like that was Little Rock Jones, but then everybody that came out with a lawsuit was saying the same thing. All this happened once you let that devil in your life trying to make these fantasies come true. That's what I believe happened. I'm following this case, and I'm talking about it on a daily basis on my Spanish channel. But I want to hear the verdict. I want to go all the way to the end. I want to see what's going to happen, if he's going to get found guilty, because he got 5 charges. 2 for trafficking, 2 for prostitute, I don't want to say the whole word, and 1 for racketeering. If he gets found guilty on any one of them. One, I think he only gets 10. The other one, he gets 15. But that racketeering thing, man, he gonna do life. And he gonna have to start thinking about, what he gonna do if he get found guilty. I know his lawyers already working up a sweat, trying to, put the basis in order to appeal in case he loses. Because you never know, man. The jury, they ain't no law experts. They just common folks. And if the district attorney happens to convince them of what they're accusing him of, he's a dead man walking.
Courtroom, and that's one reason I want to go, because you get to hear everything, bruh. You get to hear all the stuff, and then they have to object to it, and then it won't make it. Some stuff won't make it. Like some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today, it did not make it, but then the prosecutor was so smart, they made it make it. You understand? They did it in a whole different way. You know what I'm saying? But I'll wait on your questions, and then I'll let you know what I'm talking about.
I gotta ask you, we can't say her name or the rapper name, but I gotta ask you about this woman that testified against Puffy, and her baby daddy is a rapper.
Man, I was there for the testimony, so I gotta know about it. But the whole thing about it is, brother, I give somebody a $50 to tell me who that person is. You get it?
Right there, a $50. 50 cents. Gee. Hey, I like the way he put it, though.
Somebody a $50 if they tell me who that person is she was talking about, that her boyfriend is a millionaire and a musician in the whole 9 yards. I wish I knew who that was. You know what I'm saying? I'll run all the way to Queens from Manhattan if I could figure out who the person that she was talking about. But let me just tell you her story. You understand what I'm saying? And it was gross. It was crazy, bro. How he she did some diabolical by acting like he loved her, he wanted to be with her, there's something men do. I can't be mad at him for that. You understand? But to take her away and...
Dame 7 minutos al día en la silla y te ayudaré a perder esa barriga de cerveza. Comenzamos el...
Play on her mind, brother. It was crazy how he did it and turned her into a freak-off queen.
See, like I was saying, he turned her into that. Started watching those XXX movies. And once he had her, he came out and said, I can make that happen for you.
Whereas that she was talking about doing all-star freak-offs with him. You understand? And was only giving her $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month. Now, she's talking about she got a millionaire boyfriend, not a boyfriend. Her baby daddy is a millionaire and a former, a rapper, a CEO, the whole 9 yards. I'm looking like, so if she getting money from him, she got to be getting child support. And if she getting child support, bruh, you understand, from a millionaire, it's got to be enough money to do something. It may not be enough money to do nothing, but it's got to be enough money to do something. I'm looking at this, so I'm hearing her story because she's trying to convince us she was doing this only for her son. She wanted a house for her son. She wanted her son in a good position.
Damn.
But if I was the baby daddy, and I had half the sense of $1, I wouldn't have never ever let my son kiss her ever again.
Damn. That's some crazy story, man. This is crazy. I know who it is, man. I know her name. And I know he keep repeating $50. You know who he talking about.
Some of the stuff that she was doing in these all-star freak-offs, bro. Now, mentally, I know she's a victim too.
Yeah.
You understand? With the drugs, with the stuff. But you know, when you hear her testimony, it's like she was in love and still in love with dude. Even though she was doing that she didn't want to do. She was talking about how sick she was. How he wouldn't allow her to use condoms. Yo, it was crazy. Now, people got to understand, because I hear a lot of people on the internet talking about, like, her baby father, like, he was mad and upset or something like that. He already knew about all this stuff. He knew about this stuff because he was on stage talking about it way before she testified, way before Diddy got locked up for it. Talk about, yeah, you got a baby mama that's out here doing freak-offs. He knew about the stuff. But people can't understand, people got to understand, these guys give these girls enough money to do something. Just say, for instance, if old boy was giving her $5,000 or $7,000 a month, you take $2,000 of that and get you in a nice place to live, a nice house somewhere. You understand? You take another $500 and put down on a car that you could drive to work and go back and forth. It don't take $1,000 a month to feed nobody. You understand? To feed nobody. It don't take another $1,000 to clothe somebody, because you ain't gonna buy clothes every month for a kid. And you know his father still is gonna be taken care of, because he was with his father a whole lot of times too. These girls wanted money so they don't have to do nothing.
Let's leave it at that. We'll probably come back with a part 2, because it's like an hour-long video, and I don't want to get your guys' side besides reacting to it. So we'll leave it at that. Let's make this a part 1 to this reaction to Gene Deal exposes details about week 4 of Diddy trial and exposes 50 Cent, Baby Mom, and all dark secrets. I'll catch you on part 2. We're going to keep looking at this. I'm enjoying this video. Gene Deal is, he's a personality, man. So be on the lookout for part 2. I'm going to leave it at that. And part 2 will come on maybe a couple of hours later. One love.